Hi and welcome back to my channel. Today I have an embarrassingly large book haul to share with you. These are from May and June primarily. My birthday's in June, so some of these I treated myself, some of them I needed to get for book clubs, and I got suckered into Amazon's buy two, get the third free. So I wanted to share with you today what I've picked up lately. Now some of these are physical copies, and then I do have a couple that I'll talk about that I purchased on my Kindle because I also am a sucker for any time I get an email that a Kindle book is on sale. And I'll share some of the links below on some of the emails that I get. I do get daily emails that tell me some of the deals that are going on, so I'll share those below in case you're interested. So let's get started. Like I said, it's quite the pile. So one that I pre-ordered was our Last Days in Barcelona. I did talk about this in a previous video. This is Janelle Cleeton. I own all of her books. I have pre-ordered all of them. A great historical fiction writer. I quite enjoy it. This one I'm about 20% of the way through. It focuses on the Perez sisters, each of her books. This is the last and final Perez sister that we don't have a story from yet. This is Isabel's story. So far so good. I'm really enjoying it and I can't wait to read more. Next up is Kristin Hannah's Comfort and Joy. I got this for my book club book in July. Unfortunately, I won't be there to talk about it, but I still plan on reading it. Our theme is Christmas in July. I got Violent Ends. This one I believe I got from Pango Books, and I discovered Pango Books, I believe, from watching Sarah's Nightstand. I think that's where she sells her books, and so I decided I needed to do some purging, which, yes, this has already been purged. And then discovered I also like buying books along with selling them. So this is one I picked up. I believe Lindsay's Little Library talked about this one. It is multiple perspectives, so it's a novel in 17 points of view. I don't know much about it. I don't want to know much about it. It just sounded good from what Lindsay had said, and I can't wait to pick it up. Next up, Confessions on the 745 by Lisa Unger. I had read a book previously by her this year. I believe it was Last Girl Ghosted, which was an online dating story, mystery thriller. And when I saw this one available, I think I got this one at half price books. I had to pick it up. Same thing, Dolly Parton and James Patterson's new book, Run, Rose, Run. I have always liked James Patterson, and I thought it would be interesting to take a look at his collaboration with Dolly Parton. Don't know much about it, but I wanted to pick that up. This one I have actually already read. This is The Club by Ellery Llyod. I have not read her first book, but I know it's sitting back here on my shelves. But this one features an exclusive club that I believe started in London, and now they have locations all over the world that celebrities can come and stay at, but they're not allowed to have any sort of cellular device on them. So this one basically starts off, the first chapter, you find out someone is dead, and it has to be someone that has been on this island as part of the club, and it can't be really any outsiders. So it was a good read. I was just checking that one out. One that I'm pretty sure my book club talked me into, as well as a few people here on BookTube, but The Life We Bury by Alan Eskens. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. I've heard a lot about this. I believe it's a college student that is interviewing somebody that was on, let me see here. He goes to a nursing home and he meets Carl, who is also a convicted murderer. That's all I had to hear about. I want to read this story. It's been on my to-read list in Goodreads for a really long time, so I finally picked that one up. Now this one is kind of I don't want to say ironic purchase, but I picked Columbine up from Pango Books, and ironically, or not so ironically, but sadly I received it on the same day that the shooting happened in Texas. But I'm still interested in reading this book. I was alive during Columbine, but I've always been interested in kind of reading more, so I went ahead and picked this one up. It's actually a much larger book than I expected, but I'm looking forward to picking that one up. One I'm also in the middle of reading is Jennifer Weiner's The Summer Place. I talked about reading this one in an earlier video this year. I thought it would be a great summer read. So far, it's a little bit different than I expected it to be. It's kind of dragging a little bit. Not that it isn't interesting, I just feel like there's a lot of details that are almost too descriptive, but so far so good. I'm about halfway through right now, so stay tuned at my end of the month wrap up to see how I liked that one. This one I pre-ordered, and to be honest, I don't remember where I heard about this one, but this is The Counselors by Jessica Goodman, and I can't even remember the actual concept of it now that I think about it. I think I saw summer camp and I was hooked. I used to work at a summer camp for a couple years, and I just love that summer camp idea because I never attended camp myself, so I picked that one up. Now here is where Amazon sucked me in. And Amazon was running their buy two get one free sale, and I found a lot of books on that list that I was interested in picking up. A couple of them I had already read, but I didn't own them, and so I wanted to get a copy, especially because I share my books with a lot of my friends, and especially my mother. Hi, Mom. Who I promised I would give a shout out because I failed to mention in my very first video that she really did instill the love of reading. My mom has always loved to read, and she read to me when I was younger, and I truly believe that is another reason why I love to read. So there's her shout out for her. But I did pick up a couple copies because I wanted her to read some of these as well. So I picked up 2 different books by Jenkins Reid. After I Do was one of them. I have not read this one yet, so I'm looking forward to reading this one. I do believe I have the audiobook as well. And I picked up One True Loves because I had already read that one, but I didn't have the physical copy. So I've actually already given that one to my mom to read. So those were 2 from Jenkins Reid I picked up. This one is a total Because of Book Club buy. Yes, I am blaming Lindsay at Lindsay's Little Library, who is the runner. I blame Lindsay's Little Library. She is the one that runs our book club, and she talked about this book and said it was an epic read. So this is The 100 Years of Lennie and Margot by Marianne Cronin. I'm looking forward to picking this one up. She said it was a tearjerker. I always like to throw some of those in within the thrillers that I like to read, so I'm looking forward to starting this one this summer. Fool Me Once by Ashley Winstead. I read, oh gosh, what is her book? Something with a Knife. I'll put it over here because I can't think of the title off the top of my head. Her other book was a thriller, and I really enjoyed it. That was her debut novel. This is her shot at romance. So I wanted to pick it up because she does have another thriller coming out later this year, but I thought I'd give this one a try too because I really enjoyed her first thriller. Let's see. This is another Amazon buy, Every Summer After by Carley Fortune. This one I actually heard about from somebody that I follow on Instagram, and she said it was a great book. I believe she listened to the audiobook, but I wanted to pick this one up since it was part of the sale. I quite honestly don't know much about it, and actually Jodi Picoult, is one of the, she says it's a sweet story about second chances. So I'm looking to do this one. I thought it would be a great summer read. That's what I'm always looking for. So picked that one up. Here's another one, part of my Amazon sale. This is I'll Be You by Janelle Brown. I don't know much about this one. Quite honestly, this cover got me because I am a sucker for either, you know, palm trees or sunset looking, but I know this one is a thriller, and I've heard good things about Janelle Brown. I haven't read anything by her yet, but it says 2 identical twin sisters and a former child actors have grown apart until one disappears and the other is forced to confront the secrets they kept from each other in this twisty suspense novel. So, twisty suspense, I love that, so I picked that one up. These next couple, I decided to make a trip to Half Price Books. I have a location near me. They had sent me a 15% off coupon for my birthday, which is actually not that much, but I had to check out and see what they had and see if there was anything I was interested in. My hardest time with Half Price Books is if I know I can get it cheaper on Amazon, I probably look there, but being local and instantly having that book is always a plus as well. So I picked up The Guilt Trip by Sandie Jones. This has been on my to-read list for quite some time. I'm sure I entered a giveaway on Goodreads or something and it ended up being there. But one of the top things here was by Reese Witherspoon, and I love Reese Witherspoon. My favorite movie is Sweet Home Alabama, but I saw that the top recommendation here was from her, and it says one of the most twisted and entertaining plots. The word twisted is kind of a buzzword for me, especially when it comes to mysteries, and I do believe this one all happens on one trip, one island together, so I'm looking forward to picking that one up. This other one that I found at half price was kind of a sporadic buy for me. This is Natasha Preston, The Fear. It sounded really interesting. It was on the new releases shelf at half price, and I said, well, if I have the percentage off, I might as well check it out. I do believe she writes YA. I've heard good things about her book according to what I've seen on Goodreads. But it says it's a stupid meme that's going around their small fishing town in the dead of winter. People reposting and sharing their biggest fear, but when their classmates start turning up dead, dying in the way that they said scared them the most, Izzy knows it's no joke. So I love a good YA, especially if it's something that I can recommend to the students at school. So I picked this one up. Now these last couple physical books that I have are kind of random purchases. This first one here, I believe I had a gift card from Teacher Appreciation Week to Target, so I was like, okay, I know I'll pick this one up with that, and that's Christina Lauren's Something Wilder. I don't know much about this one either, other than the fact that it's Christina Lauren, and they're kind of an auto-buy author pair for me, so I picked this one up. I'm looking forward to reading it. Hopefully I'll get to it at some point this summer. And these last two physical books that I have are my Book of the Month choices for June. So I am part of Book of the Month, where you get to pick at least one book every month. And this isn't sponsored, but it allows you to pick one book a month for, I believe, $14.99. They're hardcovers. A lot of times they're early releases, so you get them ahead of schedule. And then you can add on any other books for $9.99. So a hardcover book for $9.99 is amazing. So the first one I picked up is The Lies That I Tell by Julie Clark. I read another book by her. I believe it was called The Last Flight. Thriller, mystery. It's all I needed to hear. And so I picked this one up because I'm looking forward to seeing what else she has written, because I did like The Last Flight. And the other thing I picked up were Things That We Do in the Dark by Jennifer Hillier. Now, I have not read anything by Jennifer Hillier yet, but I've heard such amazing things that I knew I had to pick this one up. I actually have the arc of this from NetGalley, but I haven't read it yet. Shameful, I know. And I believe it was released earlier this month, in June, but I knew I wanted probably to have the physical copy, because if I do enjoy it, I always like to pass it along to the people I share books with. So now I'm going to turn to my computer, because I do have several books that I picked up that were Kindle versions of the book, because like I said earlier, I do get a lot of emails that show me what's on sale at a given time or a given day, that you'll get a deal. So some books are on sale for 99 cents or $1.99, where it's a lot cheaper than getting the physical copy of the book, but it's still a book that I want to read. I also do this every once in a while if I'm finding a book on the shelves that I'm really interested in, whether I take a trip to Barnes & Noble or half price, and if I see that the Kindle version is a lot cheaper than what I'm seeing in store, I'll pick that one up too. So some of the ebooks that I've picked up lately, and I'll add their images as I kind of talk about these. I did start, this one's called A Single Revolution by Shani Silver. It's a fantastic look at the way that single individuals view themselves and society views them, and the way that we need to kind of shift our mindset to know that being single is not bad. So I've really enjoyed reading that one so far. I kind of just dabble in that one every little bit here and there between the other books that I'm reading, but that one's been really good so far. I picked up Little Secrets by Jennifer Hillier, because like I said, I'm a sucker for hearing about a good author, so I picked up another one even though I haven't read her yet. I picked up Every Last Lie by Mary KUBICA. That one was, I think, on a $1.99 sale, and I have read a few books by her before and really, really enjoyed them. I think Local Woman Missing was 5-star for me, so I'm looking forward to picking that up at some point. And the thing that I love about my Kindle is my Kindle, I can take thousands of books with me without having to worry about carrying around the physical copies. So a lot of times when I'm traveling during the summer, I'll bring my Kindle and maybe 1 or 2 physical books, but then I always have some books that I like to read. A couple more, I picked up The Reunion by, oh my goodness, am I going to probably butcher this name, Gilaume Musso? I believe I heard about this one either on a top releases of the summer list or something like that, and it was on probably a $1.99 sale on Kindle, so I picked that one up. And let's see, I picked up The Violence by Delilah S. Dawson. I've heard great things about that, seen great reviews on Goodreads, so I wanted to pick that one up when it was on sale. I finally picked up The Children on the Hill by Jennifer McMahon. This was one I was kicking myself that I didn't pick up when I was at Barnes & Noble's. So when I saw that it went on sale, and it looks like it must have been on sale on Kindle, so I said, yep, I'm going to go ahead and get that one. Let's see. And the final book that I picked up for my Kindle was This Is How I Lied by Heather Gudenkoff. I just finished reading The Overnight Guest last month and thought it was fantastic. So I knew I wanted to pick up more from her, and that one was a 99-cent sale, so I knew I couldn't turn it down. It was definitely something I wanted to pick up. So those are all of the different books that I have hauled lately, and like I said, this has been over at least a 2-month chunk of time. So I love buying books, but like I've said, I've now started selling books too. So if you want to check out the books I'm selling, check out the link below. I sell them on Pango, but I will also link below some of the places that I'm seeing these deals, so that if you have a Kindle or you're interested in ebooks and you want to get the emails daily that tell you what's on sale, I'll link those, a couple ideas for those below as well. So can't wait to hear what you're reading lately. What have you picked up? What have you bought? Leave it in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you next time. So I just got home and forgot that my one pre-order for June just got here, so I figured I'd unbox this with you so that you can see my hopefully last purchase for June, but no guarantees. Drum roll. It's House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. I've been looking forward to this one all year. I can't wait to see what's next on Riley Sager's journey. I own all of the other books that he has written under the Riley Sager pen name, and I look forward to this one. So that's my last book so far.